Good morning, good afternoon, committee. I think we'll call the Redistricting Committee to order. And today shouldn't take a long time, but I do want to clear up some things and remind ourselves about the process. It's primarily to announce that the Senate redistricting maps are welcome for submission. The deadline for non-exempt committees has passed. Therefore, maps must be submitted now through a non-exempt committee, or exempt committee, excuse me. At this time, I'd like to have Mr. Mulholland Jordan to go over a quick review of the technical compliance issues that we're facing as the fact that we're non-exempt. Jordan, would you help us?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jordan Mulholland, Legislative Research. As the chairperson stated, this committee is not an exempt committee. So any maps that will be introduced in the future will need to go through either Senate, Fed, and State, Senate Assessment and Taxation, or the Senate Ways and Means Committee. And just to remind everyone about the map drawing process, so you can either draw with your caucus office or you can draw with KLRD. You just need to call or send an email to set up an appointment to do that. Just as a reminder, the public plans that we receive, any of those that are going to be considered by the committee and turned into a bill will need to be sponsored. So if you're contacted about that, you can send us an email or fill out the form that we have on our webpage and send that to us, and then we'll know that you're wanting to sponsor that plan. All plans must be through technical review before they are turned into a bill and before they are sent to a committee. And as part of that, we have to go through the technical review process before the bill language is finalized. So it couldn't even be generated an RS number or requested until we have that bill language finalized. We are needing at least 1 day to process your maps. That's due to the Senate maps having a number of extra inset maps in the packet compared to the congressional, because there's a lot more areas where districts touch, and we'll have to zoom in on those areas to show the boundaries. Again, just a reminder, we agreed to a 5% deviation plus or minus on each of those districts. I also wanted to mention, just as a note, so you have this in the back of your head as well, the State Board of Education district plans are based on the Senate maps, so it'll have to be based on an enacted Senate map. So just so you have that in the back of your mind, each of those 10 districts will comprise of 4 contiguous Senate districts. And Mr. Chair, I'd be happy to stand for questions at the appropriate time.
Thank you for reminding us. Any questions from the committee? Yes, Minority Leader Sykes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jordan, thank you for this. Did you say the technical review was 1 day, or was that what was the 1 day review, and how much is the technical review?
Sure, thank you for the question. Mr. Chair, these plans, we're asking for at least 1 day to process them for the technical review. We were able to turn around the congressional plans a little bit faster just because there's only 4 districts, but with having 40 districts in these plans and having to make those extra maps, we just need at least a business day to finish the TR process, get the packet ready, and then have that language to send to the revisers.
May I ask you a question? And that is, you said 1 day to prepare. What kind of a turnaround do you think we'll have? Still sticking with the 1 day?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I guess that's more of what I was referring to. We'd like to have at least a day to process these maps, just because of the time involved in getting those packets ready.
Appreciate that. Any other questions from anybody in the committee? Before we adjourn, thank you. Before we adjourn, I formally want to approval of the minutes dated August 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and November 12th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th of 2021 as written. And I think you've all had copies sent to you. And a couple revisions we have received and made those changes. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes? Senator Gossage. Second by Senator Masterson. Any other further discussion? All approved, say aye. They are approved, and there's no other further business for this meeting. I just want to kind of get everybody together, get the ball rolling. There's no magic map out there yet. And so we'll be talking about that among ourselves. Yes, Senator Sykes.
Do you have an idea of when we may be meeting again?
I frankly, probably no more this week, very possibly midweek next week. Fair question. We are adjourned.